Good morning, team. So today we're going to talk about databases in AWS. There are two kinds of databases, relational and non-relational. Relationals are the ones which are stored in the form of the tables and need each of the value to be filled up. MySQL is one of them, and today we're going to have a practical look at that, how we can create one. So let's get started without taking any time. Easy create is the one when we get more professional with that and we know what the best practice configurations are. But in this, I'm starting from the scratch, and so the standard create one. Aurora is the one created by Amazon, and it's compatible with other MySQL. So, but today we're going to have a look at the MySQL. We can see the description, how much TB bytes it can support, and used for which purposes, the main, the T2 micro, etc. Those kind of instances. The beginners one, which are mostly used in the free tier. So let's do this. I'm going to take the version, and instead of going to the free tier, let me first show the production so that we can get more options with that. I will explain how. Enable RDS extended support is, for example, if this version is not supported anymore, still AWS will do its best to support you up to 3 years so that you can use your application of on this engine version. Now, in the production, we do have a lot of options which are not there in free tier and dev test. So in production mode, we can go for, I will show you. When I go for free tier, everything goes faded. I will choose production. So we can get a single DB instance, no standby, or we can create one with one in a different AZ, high availability and redundancy automatically will be taken care of. I will leave it like that. I will change it later when I go with the free tier for the practical one. Identifier is what you will see when you will try to access your database and you want to access it via EC2. This is what going to be shown up. Okay, let me do this. I will change it right away. I believe it stays the same when I go to the free tier. Username, I will leave it as a default. I don't want to uh, pay for this, so okay, let's go with self-managed, and it's a good service though. Secrets Manager, it keeps on rotating your key, and you don't have to worry about if your key is like, so the key is not the same after some time. We will talk about that in security lecture. In case self-manage, I will just give it a password on my side. Later we are going to access it via this one. It will show what does that mean. So when we launch the EC2, we are going to use this password. It should be 8 characters long at least. Now, so standard burstable is the one which I'm going to use. Anyways, so for example, if we want to show the options, the speed can go to 19,000 Mbps over here. At the bottom, I will show you what's the cost associated. It will change when we change the instances, I mean to say when they change the class taken with that. Auto scaling we can do, for example, right now, let me see how much space is occupied. So 4,000 gigabytes. Over here, I can increase it to this one. 1,000 is this is the minimum. 1,000 is the default. I can change it to 440. Or let's do this. I will 65. Let's get a higher value. Let's see if it. Hmm, it should not take it. It will show a red mark when I go to the bottom and I accept it. Okay, let's leave it to this one. It's so we will set it up later. So with the IPv4, not with the IPv6, I'm dealing with the IPv4 over here. I'm using my default VPC which I've created. I've shown that in the past how we can create that. Subnet group, this is very important. Guys, if you create a custom VPC, you will not see this option. For that, you have to create a default, make sure all of them are available with proper subnets. I tried with the custom VPC, it didn't show me. With the default VPC it showed up, so we have to do a couple of tweaks to make sure it works with the custom VPC, but that's a separate topic. I'm not going into that. I want to access it publicly from the EC2 instance. So I'm taking it to yes. Security firewall. I have created this one. Right now, I will show you what does it show. Proxy is the one. Okay, MySQL FORDS. It shows the port number for the database, but we need to allow the SSH as well, which we'll do that later. We can't do it here. Coming to this RDS proxies, like for example 10 of the clients are coming to the proxy and the proxy on their behalf is communicating with the database. So that's a separate topic, so yeah, we'll describe that later. This is just for the showing you the different options while we are in the production mode. We can leave this as default. I don't know why they left it as additional, because this is a pretty significant part. This is used for MySQL or Aurora, the database port. Lot of these options are missing, which we will see. Now, remember I gave that password above, which I explained was 8 characters. Over here, we need to authenticate the database so that the authenticated entity should log in. So we can make it even more stronger than the third and the second option. Monitoring, yes, I can increase the monitoring over here. 35, I believe. Uh, that's for the retention, not the monitoring. Okay, so we can, okay, let's leave it off for now. Additional configuration, database option, option group. Okay, so I'm changing the name. We can enable the automatic backups, but I'm not doing that right now. Encryption, we can do that. Now, enable auto miner version upgrade. That means, for example, we chose a version for the database and there is an upgrade available. It's a minor one, not a major one. We can let it upgrade by itself, and we can provide the maintenance, and it will do that during the maintenance window for the database. So we can choose the maintenance window over here. Like I'm trying to create it now. Over here, it's Saturday morning. Yeah, Monday to Friday. I'm busy Monday to Friday. So today, I'm going to. So UTC. Let me see. I'm going to say 9 a.m. I can increase the hours, but zero point 0.5 is. I think it's a good time slot to take care of that. We can enable or disable the deletion protection. In production, this should be enabled. That's what I have seen. Now look at this cost. This is the significant part, and what takes care of this. Remember, I chose now. Let me make it a minimum. I cannot say 4. Okay, let's see if I take the 1000. Okay, it didn't change. Let me do this. Choose this one, and over here I will go for the GP2 and coming down. Okay, see, it almost like it's gone way down to 437.50. I'm not going to create it. I just did it to show you the production part of it. Now with the MySQL, I'm going for the free tier. In the free tier, these are all faded out. Database instance, so okay, it doesn't change if I go to free tier, but remember in production, if we try to make changes, it may cause an outage for some time. So we need to think about it before doing that. This is the only one which I have right now. I'm not a free tier, by the way. Like my free tier has been like it's expired already. But okay, now this is the baseline performance. Depends upon the volume, but this one it scales independently of the storage. Storage this one. So, but I would prefer to go with this one because the cost for both of these they are almost the same. We can go for advanced settings. over here if we want to choose that. I don't want any auto scaling. I'm not going to put any data today. I'm just going to show you how it works. Default VPC subnet group, everything stays the same. We will talk about the security groups when I create the EC2, that how it works. And I don't need any tag right now. Authentication. Yeah, there are a lot of options which we have to configure. Now, I will take a manual backup though this time, not an automatic one. So I will show you that as well before we finish the today's lecture. Everything else to okay, let's go and create C. Before I go to create, the cost is way down to 15. It was 19,000 at one time. Okay, so this is going to take some time, a few minutes. Elastic Cache. It shows the suggested add-on for database. Instead of going to the actual database, we can store it in the form of cache. That means the frequently accessed data is available in the cache and it will save you a lot of like it will give you the faster read performance as compared to actually going to the database. RDS proxy I have explained before, it will take care of us. We don't, it will like take the responsibility of making the call to the database and getting the information from there. So it's going to take like maybe 2-3 minutes. In the meantime, I have opened this part of this and let me show you. So basically, we cannot access the database when it gets created. We need an EC2 instance to do that. I will change to EC2 RDS. I'm creating an EC2 instance over here. So let's go with the free tier one over here and T2 micro. I can, let's not make it longer. I will choose the default key pair. We need to choose the default VPC, not the custom one. Yes, we need the auto assign public IP to be enabled for that. I will explain you regarding the security group. We need to select the existing one. This security group was created from the database. I will show you that in detail. Now it shows the backup information. Let me see. Okay, so this is just the volumes and okay, let's keep it simple. We're not using any user data right now, so let's launch this instance. Database will take some time, it should be creating now. It will take its time. I will show you regarding the security groups. Let me go over here. Remember the port number 3306 in the database. This is the one which we need to have enabled. Remember I told you we need to enable SSH. We couldn't do that over there, so we have to do that over here. We create the security groups over there, we added it over here, we apply to EC2 so that it can access a database. I'm allowing all the okay, so we can access it from any of the source, so it's open. Now coming to the EC2 instance, I'm going to, okay, let me just log into this first of all. In the meantime, I hope the database gets created. It takes time. I tried it a couple of times, so EC2 username. I will check the connectivity to the internet in the meantime. Okay, I believe I have to install the, okay, yes, MySQL. Yes, so because we need to run that. Okay, it's all good now. Let's see the database. it has created. Let me show you the, it shows the database has been created. Instance database also is an instance. We cannot access the instance, just the database, and the way to do that is to create a different instance like we did over here. This is the endpoint. This is what we have to use to access it. Subnet group containing these subnets. Security groups, which I explained right now. Publicly accessible, of course. Um, Let me see if I have to tell you something else besides this. It's not multi-AZ. We kept it free tier. Okay. Okay, so let's access it from, we can also modify it from here. But modification, remember, I can change the versions. But when I modify it or make any changes, it will cause an outage. So please do that when it's the application is not being used. Also, okay, let's access it first. So we have a command over here. I believe I have to change the endpoint. Let me do that. So databases, I will go here. So this is the one which we have to choose, and we need to go here, and I will copy it for you. Okay. Okay, this is okay. So I'm able to access it over here. Now our client can access their database. I don't have anything in the database. So yeah, so we have successfully allowed the database from this instance, so we can access it. Later on, when we do the Lambda lab, when we trigger the Lambda through the S3, we will do this one as well. So yeah, remember guys, right now when we go over here in the snapshots, right now it doesn't show any snapshot because I have disabled that one. Don't forget to delete the database from here. There was a version about blue and green. Blue and green is the different versions. For example, we're running a version 1.2 and 1.3. They both are running side by side. But okay, let me just delete it from here. So that's the options for the production and for the free tier today. So team, if you have any questions, please let me know regarding this. Anything I forgot to mention in this. And don't forget to close your EC2 instance, and any snapshots which you might have taken, delete that from here. Okay? Thank you team. Let me know if you have any questions. Take care.